right, what are we doing here this evening? We are going to finish off, or get close to finishing, hopefully, this Dark Angels veteran dude that we've been working on for a little while now on a few of our previous streams. So let's get straight into it, hey? Where to begin is the question. I think we might begin with just some edge highlighting using Wraithbone on the bone colored armor. I think that sounds like a good spot to begin. Gotta keep him in focus, that is the plan here. I feel like too many times I move him out of focus and it's no good. Sam, for real, what brushes do you use to get your brushes like sharp? Good question. I use Raphael Kalinsky sable brushes, which are kind of naturally quite sharp given their high quality Kalinsky sable. And you can keep them sharp by giving them a little lick every now and again. And also, of course, washing them with a bit of brush soap. The brush soap that I use is this little stuff here. I think this cost me like 20 something bucks. It's lasted me forever. It's literally just like a bar of soap that you wipe your brushes in. Super easy, and then you rinse it off and you are good to go. You are always most welcome, my friend. And I think you just need to remember to not put the paint all the way up in the bristles, in the ferrule or whatever it's called. That does not sit well with your brushes. Carl, hello, my friend. How are you? You are doing brilliant. Love to hear it. I am doing very well, thank you. Thanks for asking. Bit tired after work, but I also had a couple of drinks with some work colleagues, so That's made me extra tired. If you have 1 or 2 drinks, it's not a good combo. It feels like bedtime. Jacob, over on YouTube. G'day mate. How are you? Looks good. Thank you very much. Yeah, I would say we are happy with how he's turning out. So we're just currently popping on some edge highlights, just in the areas to make it sort of pop out a little bit. We don't want him going too crazy, you know. Got to keep it respectable around here. Carl, you got off at 2 a.m. yesterday. Oh, dude, that is rough. Rough indeed. I remember the days where I used to work till like 2 a.m. or whatever when I used to work in hospitality. How goes it? Golf Legacy. It is going very well. Thank you. Get to do a little bit of hobbying this evening. Elbodji. Nice Dark Angel. Thank you. And Big Nate's also doing Dark Angels. Very nice. Jacob is asking over on YouTube, what is the model called? This dude, I've been calling it a Stern Guard Veteran Dark Angels because I'm pretty sure that's what the base kit is from. And it is being kit bashed using some bits from the Inner Circle's companion. Is that the El Miniaturista? I think it is. You are a bloody legend, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate the kind comments. Your tutorials have been very helpful for me. I particularly like your affinity for OSL. So if I may be a bit of a fangirl at the moment, this is the result after following one of your tutorials. Yes, I bought a few of your PDF tutorials back in the day, and very much like your OSL style. So keep up the good work, my friend. You are a legend of the hobby. So that's gorgeous. What kind of paints do you use? I use a whole bunch of different paints. I use Vallejo, AK Interactive, Citadel, Scale 75, the new Army Painter range, lots of different paints. So yeah, I don't limit myself. I just go with whatever colors I think look really cool. Because each paint range has their own pros and cons. You just got to kind of experiment to find out what works for you. Guys over on YouTube, thank you very much. I appreciate the kind comments over there. You can't see the TikTok chat, but yeah, some cool people over there. The one and only El Miniaturista stopped by to say a quick hello. So that's why I was just showing the work that I've done using his tutorials. So let's just quickly bang out a couple more of these highlights. Then we can start going on to some of the other colors too. Cyril, hey, watching on YouTube Mobile. That is awesome, mate. That's where I'm hoping I pop up, is on YouTube Mobile. Carl, I don't feel like painting Dark Angels anymore. Why not, mate? They're a good chapter to paint. Definitely should be. Juan, he practice leads to excellence, buddy. Just stopped by to say hello. Have a nice day and session. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate you stopping by. And you too, right back at you. Enjoy the rest of your day and happy hobbying. Queso, hello. I am Australian. It is 10 o'clock at night where I am. So trying to get in a little bit of hobbying before I head off to bed and start work all over again tomorrow. Good shit, the vid's saving up. And funny, do you also stream on Twitch? No, I don't stream on Twitch. I've only really just started streaming. Started firstly on TikTok and then decided to stream on YouTube at the same time because I found out I could. But I have a toaster of a computer, so I don't know if it would handle 3 streaming platforms at once. Jacob, do you only use brushes or an airbrush? If you use an airbrush, which one? That is a good question, Jacob. I use a blend of both. I think to paint minis in the way that I like to, you want to be using a combo of both because they're a tool. You wouldn't just use a single hardware tool to, build a house, I suppose, to put it in a bit of a metaphor sense. There's different tools for different types of jobs. And I think paintbrush and an airbrush both have their place. We've just lost the camera for that. What's going on here? I was just about to show you my airbrush. Let me see if I can get that back online. My phone is wigging out. Why is it doing that? Oh no, tech issues. In this day and age? Are you serious? Alright, just resetting that. We should be back. Yeah, we are back. Here we go. It's like nothing ever happened. How good. Alright, so in terms of airbrush that I use, I've only ever used and owned this single airbrush. So this is the Extreme Patriot 105 from a Badger. I think I'd call it like a mid-tier range of airbrush. It has served me very well. I will look to probably upgrade in the future. I'm thinking like a Iwata or a Harder and Steenbeck eventually. But this has gotten me to where I am today. So I think it's a really good workhorse, but it also allows you to do some good blends and volumetric highlights. So like, painting this guy, for example, I used the gradients in the blue that you can see there was all done using that airbrush, and then you come in with your paintbrush then on to refine things later on. And also these blood effects. So I really love the airbrush because what you do is you get a little bit of blood for the blood clot on an old paintbrush, and then have a dry airbrush, so no paint in there, so it's just shooting out air, and you just sit back here and go psh, 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 and it sprays the blood on, and you get really cool blood effects for super quick. All right. Apologies. I was on a little rant there on my tools of the trade. Where we are, I've missed a few comments. Carl's I'm making him jealous. I don't want to be making you jealous, mate. Here to just share the hobby, share the fun together, I suppose. Cyril, what legion is this? I think someone has answered it. It is indeed Dark Angels. G'day from Perth, and someone's asking, am I from Queensland? I am not a Maroon. I am a Blue supporter from New South Wales. Can I ask where you get those arms? I really like how the bolter is slung over the shoulder. I think this one's from the Sternguard Veteran kit, mate. I think that's where that bit is from. The reason I say I think is It is not my model. So to answer your question, funny, do I do commissions? I do. This is a commission. So I didn't actually build this model myself. It was sent to me pre-built, and here we are, sharing the process with you. Is there? Yeah, that's right. Gal over on TikTok has confirmed it. It is from the Stern Guard kit. Thank you, my friend. Jacob is asking, do I paint other models other than Space Marines? I do. I just don't have a whole lot of time to do so, unfortunately. I've painted up a couple of orcs. I've done one Tau model somewhere. I cannot find it for the life of me. I don't know where he's sitting. I like to try, because it helps with practice. If you want to get better as a painter, I think it's worth challenging yourself with different types of models, just because the sculpts are different. It challenges you in different ways, because Space Marines are fairly similar. I mean, they all have shoulder pads and, you know, round surfaces. So you can get a bit stale, I think, as a painter if you keep painting the same model over and over again. So yeah, I definitely have. I know a few people in here. The War Paint Warlord. Hello, my friend. How are you? Welcome back. I've probably seen my showcase. I've done it a couple of times now, but for those of you that haven't seen it, I've done a couple of non-Space Marine things like this. What do you call it? Death Rattle Skeleton. This Nurgle sort of guy from Age of Sigmar and or 40k. I think you can play him in both. I don't know. My little orc dude, like here. I have a lot of chaos as well. I do a lot of chaos, but I do primarily on my desk right here anyway, have Space Marines galore. And this one here I've showed before, but this is the one Tyranid that my girlfriend painted up for her very first model, which, yeah, I think she did a great job. This is actually awesome. Where can I buy it? Cooper. You can buy Warhammer directly from Warhammer themselves. If you Google Warhammer, you'll be able to buy it from there, but lots of third-party game stores sell Warhammer. Don't know where you are, but like in Australia, something like Good Games, they sell Warhammer kits as well, and mostly at discounted prices, which is very good because it's an expensive bloody hobby. Catholo, sorry my friend, I missed that. Thank you for the heart. I'm not sure when you sent that, but that is definitely gumdrop button worthy. Thank you very much. Oh, I've got heaps of comments both on YouTube and TikTok, so sorry if I have not gotten to them yet. I'm trying my best to try and paint and chat with you guys, so if I do miss some occasionally, I do apologize. And speaking of, I've just lost the whole YouTube chat. Where you gone? There you guys are. You hiding? Alright, you're back. Have I done any Terminators? Oh, Carl, look at this. Sending in the roses like an absolute champ. And a heart. That is gumdrop button worthy. And I think you're pretty invincible for that, mate. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Orcs needs more red stuff on him. Yeah, if he wants to go faster. That's true. Have I done any Terminators? I have in the past. I don't have any sitting on my desk, so I can't show you, unfortunately. Grey Knights, I think I painted one when I was a kid. I haven't painted them in a long, long time. What armies do I collect personally? I really want to finish my World Eater OG, like in the OG colors of the pure blood red. I have a box set sitting from a couple of Christmases ago, the one with Angron in it, that I have yet to paint up, so definitely want to do that. And I also want to finish my Emperor's Children guys, these bad boys here. So I bought the Combat Patrol. So I'm a little bit heretical in that regard. What do we got here? Suck the Green Palace. Just gonna get the gift from last live off my hands, mate. Oh, you're a legend. Thank you very much, Carl. David, excuse me, good sir. Can you share the recipe for that exquisite white bone armor? I will try my best. I think I've got the colors here. So these are the 3 ones that I used, and I used an airbrush. So that's the result we get with that. So the one you wanted to start off with as a base coat is this grey brown from AK. It's a good sort of neutrally brown color, I would say. Then you want to come in with something like this, 2 thin coats Vampire Fang. What I'd say is the names of the paints and the brands don't actually matter that much. What you want to look at is the color. And that's how I go about picking my paints as well. So I just know that that's probably a good like middle undertone color. Spray this from the highlight, and then my extreme highlights are going to be this color, which is, if you're after it, Pale Sands from Vallejo. And you obviously get smaller and smaller when you're trying to build up those highlights. So those are the 3 ones we used for that. For the Emperor. For the Emperor indeed,
brothers. We must fight in his name.
Okay, so I think that'll probably do us with these highlights. As I said before, I've said it again, I feel like I'm a broken record sometimes, but we don't want to spend too much time on these highlights. It's just enough to pick things out a little bit. And we can start moving on. So what we're going to do is highlight the red bits. And for that, we're going to use Evil Sun's Scarlet. Water it down a little bit on the palette, and let's get to it. Crayon Eater. I like your name. Yo, that looks sick. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. You eat crayons. I lick paintbrushes. I think we'd be in the same class in school, by the sounds of it. The one that needs that little bit extra attention. Makes such a difference. One highlight just really, as all the mini painters say, it really makes it pop. Certainly does. Perturabo, what legion do I mainly use? I don't actually play the game. I am just a painter. I've played about a handful of games in my life. I don't know, never really got into it. I love the lore, I love the painting. But if I have to spend, a good few hours doing something, I think I'd pick painting over playing, to be honest. But yeah, my friends are trying to convince me to play, so maybe one day we'll get there. Thanks, Ben. Really solid work. I appreciate that. That's a kind comment. And thank you, Evan, as well. How much was that? Lonnie asks. Not sure what the Stern Guard box costs. Someone might be able to tell you there. Yeah, I actually have no idea. I'm going to say, knowing the prices these days, but in Australian buckaroos, dollary-doos I should say, it'd be at least over $100 for a box of 5, I would say. Thank you, CJ. Thank you. How are you guys? There's a few here that have said hello, so hello to you if I've missed you. Mike Greaves just got his new brushes today. Gonna paint another Caliban green Termi to upset my friend. Very nice. Mike, were those... Did you end up purchasing these brushes? The Kolinsky Sables? I think that was you that said you were gonna go look them up and purchase them. Could be wrong though. And thank you, Demonic Paints. Appreciate the comment. Hubert, any airbrush work here? Yes, indeed, there has been airbrush work present here. And we are currently refining with the paintbrush now. Mike, what up? What up? How are you? You got the Vallejo set. Way better than cheap no-name brands that you had. Oh, nice. Good step up. They all have a place, but as you want to get better and, I guess, improve, it is worth investing in nicer paintbrushes. Nothing like treating yourself. Adam's just basing up your Deathwing army. Stern Guard looks awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Playtime, thank you. Thank you. For the Emperor, indeed. We've got a lot of loyalists in the chat tonight. You traitor fans of the Dark Gods have got your work cut out for you. Very outnumbered this evening. Or you filthy Xenos players. Finished work, late one today. Oh, I feel you, Mike. I got home a bit later from work today too. Had a few drinks with work colleagues, and that almost put me to sleep. I suspect this brother used to be Fallen, not sure though. Asmodai can sort that out though. Yeah, he definitely can. A little bit of interrogation never hurt nobody. That's probably going to do it for the red. That's enough. I don't think we need to add any more there. So let's do some more of the gold highlights. For highlighting this gold, I like to use Peridot Alchemy from Scale 75. It is, I think, the complementary highlight color to Necro Gold, which we used as the base coat, and you can kind of see it in the tones there. They both have like a greeny undertone to their pigments. Lonnie just recently got into 40k, been learning about Space Marine Legions. How should I learn more about the lore other than reading 600 books? And I think I've seen someone say lore channels. That is how I get all my lore. I'm not a massive reader. I like books with pictures in them. I prefer that over pages of words. Do with that info as you will. So my best next thing is lore channels that I can put on, listen to while I paint. And there's plenty of those out there. Warped Karma, your boyfriend's truly infiltrating my YouTube. He loves Warhammer. Well, thanks for stopping by. Your boyfriend is definitely doing the Lord's work by infiltrating your YouTube and giving you subtle signs to start picking up the hobby. Much like my girlfriend. She now gets hit with all these YouTube Warhammer live streams because she clicked on one of mine once. Raw, next question. Oh, yikes. I don't know how to respond to that, Leora. I hope you're talking about the mini. What do we got here? Speak to your friend Andrew. Don't know who Andrew is. How do you go about recess shading here? Asks Hubert. The shading was done via a wash of streaking grime. This here. An enamel wash, because it's able to be reactivated, so not like your washes you'd come across like Null Oil or Rattling Grime contrast paint. You can actually wipe it away without it looking like shit. So yeah, that's what we did on this guy. And it subtly tints the bone white to bone white, because it was a lot lighter before we added those steps. That's how we got here. Back over on TikTok. Are these yours or for someone else? This is for someone, Mike. This is a commission piece that we are working on this evening. So these guys will be shipped off to serve the Imperium in some other random segmented location. M, great job. Thanks, mate. Is it Typhus? Russ over Johnson. Contentious. That's all I'll say. Do I like the new Saturnine Terminators? I think they're alright. They're unique. I think it might just take a bit of time to grow on me, I reckon. I understand you need to spice things up and maybe bring out some new look and feel for like Warhammer Space Marines. But yeah, they're not like blowing me away by any means, but I don't hate them. Sorry, mate. His name's Andrew Moss. He's British as well, and had someone local to him paint many of his figures for him. I had wondered if you may be that bloke. Sorry, I'm not him, Scott. Neither am I British. I am Australian, so other side of the world. Sorry, mate. No harm in asking. Not at all. Charlie, Warhammer. Yes, indeed, this is Warhammer. You and your dad love Warhammer. I have the hobbyist set, and I'm doing Smog at the moment. Oh, the Hobbit set, sorry, and Smog. There you go. Very nice. Someone else in the chat the other day was talking about painting Lord of the Rings set, and I don't know how you guys do it because they're bloody tiny little miniatures. They're actual miniatures. Nah, no need to apologize, mate. I'm just pulling your leg. It's all good. Just started with Team Big E, but I have found the Chaos side models just look so much better than the, in brackets, good guys. I would have to agree with you there. I definitely am a fan of the spiky boys. They got some good good sculpts. That's for sure. Warp Enigma. Oh, I didn't see you in the chat before, mate. Sorry. Have to go. Take care, my friend. Thanks for dropping by. What is the color to use for Dark Angels Terminators? Daniel Alejandro. I am assuming you're wanting to know the recipe for this. Same color as the Deathwing that we've painted. Showed it a little earlier, so I'll show it briefly once again. We started with a base coat of grey-brown from AK. Then we went in with a highlight using our airbrush, 2 thin coats Vampire Fang. And then we went in for a smaller highlight, again through the airbrush with pale sand. And that was the result. And then we gave it a wash of streaking grime, and that's where we're at now. Lee Miniatures, he's beautiful. Thank you. Vincent, hello from Sweden. Hello, mate. How are you? So we've done the gold now. We're pretty close to finishing things up here, I reckon. What I might do is quickly pick out some of this edge highlight bits of the, what do you call it, purity seals. Just make them stand out a fraction more on the edges. They're kind of blending into nothingness on the sides there. Just helps to define it a little bit more. How do you guys have the patience to paint entire armies in the same color? Victoria, that is a very good question. I sometimes don't have the patience. I burn out doing that sometimes. But I've done it before, that's for sure. Chaos Lord, thank you for the heart, mate. Thank you very much, and thank you for the gumdrop buttons. Scott, dropped a like and a sub, but heading to work. Cheers, mate. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by and being a mad lad. Airman's asking who my favorite Primarch is. Woof. We are having some tech issues tonight. What the hell is going on here? We've lost the camera once again. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's see if I can replug this in. Don't know what the issue is with this. I think it's something to do with my toaster computer. Just keeps dropping out. Fingers crossed. Hey, there we go. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, and favorite Primarch. I'd have to say it's the Primarchs that I actually get to paint. So, for me, I think the Chaos Primarchs are pretty cool. Angron would be up there. It's just a very cool model. And I do like the Lion. I painted him as well, and he was fun. Victoria just chose Orcs to be chaotic. Very nice. Zavu, why do you have to keep licking the thing you're painting? Mate, that's like part and parcel of painting Warhammer. If you don't lick your paintbrush, you're not a real painter, you know? It makes you paint 10% better the more paint you ingest. Basic science, you know? No, it's literally just a habit I got into and I can't break. Yeah, it does actually serve a purpose. It does straighten the bristles, but I feel like now I just do it out of impulse more than anything. Alright, so let's move on to the face now, because we're pretty much on the home stretch here. So for the base, we're going to do a simple little recipe. Shadow Flesh from Pro Acryl as the base coat. It's not going to be as crazy as some of the other skin tones we painted previously. Like this one here has a lot more going for it in terms of like time spent, color combinations. Because let's say 70% of this guy's face is not actually showing because it's covered by hood, there's no reason to go crazy with the skin. Keep it simple. That's the way we're going to go about things. Black Templars. Yo, what's happening? And Comment Freak. It is a Dark Angels Sternguard veteran in the Deathwing colors. Angron is hands down the best model. He is pretty cool. Oh, miniature blacks. Is it black? Miniature blacksmith. Oh, your name's cutting off on this chat thing. Here, let me try and make that bigger. Thank you very much for the awesome cats. I didn't see those. Thank you very much, and thank you for the gumdrop buttons. There we go, I need to make this a little bit bigger so I can see that. You are awesome, my friend. I am doing very well, thank you. Better now that I get to do a little bit of painting before I call it a night. What green did I use? Asked Tongue. I used a lot of different greens. Not just one. These are the three that we used. We used dark green from Vallejo Game Color, angel green, and then we went into Scorpy green. And we kind of wet blended and glazed to get the effect. Night, what time is it? It is 10:45 PM here in Sydney, Australia. Black Templar. Who's my favorite chapter master? Oh, I don't have favorites when it comes to that, I don't think. I think there's some pretty cool ones out there. but I honestly could not name you one. Daniel Alejandro, I have to go, but I say goodbye saying that you've done very well. The miniature's beautiful for the Emperor. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Take care and see you next time. When did I start painting models? Asks FE Edits. I started painting when I was a kid at around 9 years old. And was obviously terrible at it. But I stopped the hobby for quite some time when I went into high school, just because kind of lost interest, you know, being a moody teenager and stuff like that. And I only got back into the hobby about a couple of years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, I'd say. Got back into it. Mini Blacksmith, how old are you? You're still a kid? Oh, mate, I'm pushing 30, mate. I'm 29 this year, but I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. What we need to do is, I just noticed, I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but this banner is a little bit shiny. That's because we put some decal fix on it and it kind of acts like a gloss varnish, and it's left that shininess. So while I notice it, we're going to put some ultra matte varnish over the top to try and tie things down and get rid of that shine, because it looks out of place. Damn, you're cooking, bro. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. What do I think is better, 40k or 30k? 100% 40k. More variation, and I like that there's other factions involved, not just Space Marines. So I have to say 40k. Okimau. What brush is that? What do you use for very small details? New to mini painting, coming from Gundam. So it's a big learning curve. The brush we are using is a Raphael, that's the brand, and it is a Kalinsky Sable. So that's natural hair brush. I will show you in a second once I've done this varnish. What we don't want to do is get this ultra matte varnish on the metallic paints, because hence the name, they will turn ultra matte and you'll be left with some weird looking yellow line instead of gold. So there we go. That is done. So what I was going to do, I was going to show you the paintbrush, this one here, Raphael Kalinsky Sable. So this is size 1 and size 0. They're the two that I use. This man's cooking. We are, yeah, on fire tonight with the chat. You guys are popping off all over the place too. Thank you. All these kind comments. Did I just lick that Bentley? Yes, I did. Your eyes don't deceive you. 100%. It's the only way to mini paint, is lick your paintbrushes. Now, his face, the base layer should be done. So let us add in a highlight color, and we're going to use beige red. Yeah, licking the paintbrushes certainly does give you good luck. And Chaos Lord, sorry I missed your comment before. Nice to see another Aussie in Warhammer. Good to have another fellow Aussie in the chat, hanging about. Is the coating safe? Just wondering. It is. These are non-toxic acrylic paints. I wouldn't be doing it if I was using my oil paints or enamel washes. That would be A recipe for disaster. But I don't just lick the paint straight off. I do rinse them off in my paint water, even though the paint water looks pretty gross. So probably give you my immune system, you know, a boost by licking the paintbrush afterwards. I mean, look at this. My dude's like black brown. Yeah, enamel taste, you hear. You're welcome, mate. No problem. Perturabo, what have you got here? If you could get a Titan, what Titan would you get? I want a PSI Titan or a Warlord. I painted a Night Rampager Titan dude, and that was sick. I enjoyed painting that. It took a long time, but it was very, very rewarding. Yeah, licking paintbrushes give you an invulnerable save, 100%. Why am I here? I'm painting the Space Marine. Any suggestions for me to paint it as? Yeah, Atlantean Spear from Rob and stuff. That's a cool paint scheme to do. From memory, they are like a turquoise blue, right? With gold trim. They're like Blood Angel's successor or something. That's pretty cool. Good suggestion. We are going to add in a little bit of Wraithbone now to try and boost up that highlight on the skin just a little bit further. So adding that into our paint mix. When you put in like an off-white, or not an off-white even, ice yellow or like a Wraithbone, you avoid desaturating the paint. So when you dull paints with black, or you lighten them with white, you lose color, FYI, just so you guys know if you don't know that. It's a quick little tip. So I've learnt to brighten up colors in a mix with those ice yellowy type ivory colors, if that's what you so choose. And we just picked out his little button nose there. And I think that's pretty good. Do you do your whole army to this detail? No, Mini Blacksmith, I don't. I'm painting up a commission at the moment. And these are the guys that we finished to date that are part of that squad. So here they are. Like so. 1, 2, couple of refinements need to be made as per request from the client, but overall happy with how they are looking. Yeah. And last but not least, another dude here. Mini Blacksmith, you're trying to find a happy medium of detail for 60 Space Marines. Yes, that is a challenge. And one that I'm going to have to also do again because I've got a big commission coming in. I've got Black Legion that I need to paint up, and they're also receiving a World Eaters commission too. And I painted up like 2,000 points for this same client once before, all in this color scheme of the World Eaters, and I'll be doing the rest. So I think he's got a massive army that he wants done. So more of these guys, probably not as detailed as this. Definitely not as detailed when it comes to like the face and stuff. But the armor will look fairly similar to this. You can check it out. I've done a few stuff. I've got it on my Instagram and my website that I've just started up. Trying to share my work a bit more. What happened here? The ultra matte did not go ultra matte. It went even more fucking glossy. What is that? Probably didn't shake it up enough. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm an idiot, boys and girls. I put satin varnish instead of ultra matte. This is what I was meant to grab. The bottles look similar, I swear. I mean, they have even different color caps, but this is the one I grabbed. Whoops. Alright, now we go again. Ultra matte. Take 2. I'll give it a shake just in case that's going to affect it. I don't think it will. I think it's because it was the wrong type of varnish. Alright. Embarrassing. Alright, here we go. This will take away that shine. Yeah, Sam, at least it wasn't on camera. I know, right? And at least it's not being saved on YouTube and then people can watch it anytime they want. Hey, it's not just like a once-off either. That would be disastrous. Save the gloss for the misses. Oh, God. You guys are funny. Yes, blood for the Emperor and skulls for his golden throne. I'm sensing a little bit of heresy there, mate. I don't know what Emperor you're praying to. Now this guy has a little bit of a smile, grimace expression going on. And I think he's been brushing his teeth very well. So if that's the case, we need to add a little bit of white and make those pearly whites shine. So let's pick out his teeth if we can. What is your duty? To live for the Emperor. Serve and die in his name. That is our duty. I don't actually know the actual quote. I just pulled that out of my ass, but it sounds about right. Dave, that is very tasty indeed. Glad you agree. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, 9 out of 10 dentists agree. More like 9 out of 10 apothecaries agree. Good dental hygiene. Alright, I'm zooming in a little bit. Let's see if I can do this on camera. To a good standard. And not just completely destroy his mouth. Alright. I gotta lock in. Make sure it's in view. And that I can see the model. Hmm. It's okay. I think he's looking like he's got buck teeth at the moment. And I think that's because I got his bottom lip as well. So what I might do is try and refine that a little bit with our base coat color. Pull in the lips. I think that's a bit better. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference there, but I can, looking at it in person, slight difference. We can zoom back out now. I think I'm gonna have to do these eyes off screen. There ain't no way I'm jamming my paintbrush up in there and trying to film for you guys. That would probably break me, I reckon. Just joined. Is that a color shift on the hood? It's not. For you guys on TikTok, for some weird reason, all the green on this model, TikTok thinks it's a green screen, so you're getting a weird effect. Like in some angles, you can even see like a gaming remote. Like look at his hood now. If I move it across, you can see like a PlayStation remote, like right there. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but there you go. Luke Phillips Photography. What paint colors are you using for the skin, dude? We literally just used 2 colors, and then added in a bit of Wraithbone to light it up. So we started with this Shadow Flesh as the base coat, picked out a couple of raised areas with beige red, and then we added a bit of what do you call it, Wraithbone to the beige red to do some of those more extreme highlights. Aftershock PC Australia. Hey guys, how you going? Thanks for the rose, and thank you for the gumdrop buttons. You're welcome, mate. No problem at all. Breadman's in the chat. And guys over on YouTube, I always wanted to paint Warhammer since 2003, but my hands would spurge out and I would paint all over it by accident. Oh Lord, that's all right, mate. No problem at all. You just got to start, you know, and even if, you know, you get to a level that you're happy with, that is the main thing. Sam, what light am I using? At the moment, I've actually swapped to, it's called Daylight. It's a daylight lamp, and if I lift it up, you'll see it here on this big arm. It's a very good lamp. I rate it. Kyle, what's my advice for getting into minis? Like paint and stuff. The advice that I would give you is just start. Pick up a couple of paints. If you don't have anywhere except your Warhammer shop, that's fine. Start there. Pick up a couple of their paints, a box of models, and just start putting paint on plastic. That is the best thing you can do. It's like the gym. You need to get your reps in. If you're just starting, you just need to start painting, and you will get better over time. And pick the models that look coolest to you. So they don't need to be Space Marines. Mine weren't Space Marines when I started, they were Necrons. Chinese checkers. I need to prime and paint one of my 2 armies or multiple kill teams. Yeah, get onto it. Start it. Sanguinus, hello. And that is a beautiful Chaos Space Marine. You, my friend, Tavarish, need to go talk to your local chaplain, I think, for that comment. Duffy, thanks for the sub, appreciate it. And Tank Kizzard, I read my thing is Slanesh instead of Sesh. That would be good. Maybe I should do that next time when I'm painting up my Emperor's Children. That'd be on brand when I'm painting up these bad boys, which I really want to do more of. I think I've got a few work in progress. So this is what the end result I want them to look like. And I've still got a few on my work desk. Like this one, still a work in progress. This one's definitely a work in progress. So you can see how light the purple that we start off with is. And then we go down in tone from there to make it a lot more moody. And this poor fella over here, I haven't painted his face, but the armor is pretty much complete. I need to get on to painting his face. And what I am going to do is make a tutorial using this guy. So I'm thinking of making a PDF guide, much like our friend El Miniaturista, who came by the stream earlier, which was bloody awesome to have a legend like him drop by and say hello. I'm trying to make a couple of PDFs because that's how I learnt, using some of his tutorials, by the way, as well. So yeah, that is the plan. Now, I'm going to say that this guy is pretty much done. I don't think there's much more else we need to do on that. As I said, I'm probably going to paint his eyes off stream, but just looking at this, I think we've done a decent job. What we're going to do is, in that case, paint the base black, just like we have with the other guys. And the reason we're doing that and not actually finishing a base is because the client would like to do his own bases. So that's totally fine. Just give him a nice blank canvas to work off when he gets his models back. Angus, hey yo, newish to 40k, seeing someone's work on minis like this is a treat. Thanks for the stream, minis look good. Thank you. I'm glad I can bring enjoyment to people through sitting in my office room at 11 o'clock at night, chatting shit and painting plastic men. It's good fun. Chinese checkers, purple looks good. Thank you. Yeah, I experimented a little bit with that to end up with that tone, and I'm pretty happy with it. I like more of the muted effects, if you can't tell. I'm not a massive fan of those really bright paint jobs on like Marines. I do like a bit more of a grim, dark tone to it, even if it's very subtle sometimes. What's a moment in your life that didn't go as planned but turned out better than expected? That is a very interesting question. One that I haven't really thought about in a long time. I'd probably say this, literally sharing my hobby journey. I wouldn't have picked up a paintbrush a couple of years ago after stopping the hobby for so long if it wasn't for my girlfriend encouraged me to do so, and part of that was I thought, why don't I just take some photos of it and, I don't know, post it on Instagram. I didn't expect people to even follow it. And I remember I got like 10 likes from 10 random people. And I was like blown away. I was like, this is sick. These people like just randomly see my model, leaving kind comments. And that kind of spurred me on, and then started a TikTok afterwards because, yeah, I don't even know why I did it. I just did, and did not expect it to sort of go as well as it has. And yeah, it's been fun. And then turn a hobby into commission now that I, can earn some money from painting other people's minis, whilst doing something that I love. Very unexpected. And I didn't really plan for it. So I'd say that. Tankizard is working on my Orc War, and have started to wonder if I shouldn't have done my medium detail work as I'm assembling the model, rather than once fully assembled. Yeah, let me read that again. I shouldn't have done my medium detail work as I'm assembling the model, rather than once fully assembled. I think painting in sub-assembly is good. If you're painting lots of models, which I think orcs are, they're like a horde army. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But having them fully built would then make, obviously, the process a lot quicker. And you can still get very good results. Because at the end of the day, like, who's picking up the model and looking at it like this? Like, I don't want to see his ass. I don't want to see his, like, I know, underside of his armpit from a, looking out of the vents from beneath the street he's walking on. I want to look at him front on like this, and doing it like that, already built is fine. It's easy to pick out those details. Yeah, I see Emperor's Children, I subscribe. Oh, if it's that easy, Luke, maybe I should just start showing random models every now and again, hey? Tefane? What's your favorite faction? Models look amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Favorite faction? I'd probably say at the moment, my two that I'm most keen on painting, which in turn means they're my favorite at this point in time, is the Khorne Berserkers from the World Eaters. So World Eaters and Emperor's Children, and I do like my Blood Angels as well, and Black Templars. What black do I use for the bases? That is the best black on the market, and that is, of course, black from Model Color, Vallejo Model Color. Definitely get yourself that paint. I've gone through many a bottle of that. Okay, so that is one more completed Dark Angel mini. I'll show him in a little bit, but I know there's a few more people in here that may want to see some other minis, so I might do another quick little showcase for those that have joined us or never seen the stream before. So let's start with Blade Guard Veteran Matoris. So I painted up this guy with the Streamlabs secret level, or no, Streamlabs, what am I talking about? The secret level episode of Warhammer 40k that came out on, like, was it last year? I don't remember when it came out. But yeah, that's this dude. My Raptors, I have a few of these guys lying around. Like so. Bit of that battle worn effect. But happy with how those guys turned out. And I like the green with the blue lens look. I think it looks really cool. I have my white Black Templar, which was the center of a lot of controversy because I called it a white Black Templar, and he is still a white Black Templar. Come at me. I do know that the White Templars are a thing, but this guy just is a white Black Templar. Why not? This one here is my Flesh Terror, and he also has a friend with a jump pack that we did here. Very dynamic looking models. Had a lot of fun painting them up as well. We've got an Imperial Fist looking very proud on his rock, casting his eyes over the battlefield. I live with ghosts, just finished up painting my raptors. That is awesome, dude. Super cool. Thank you. These guys we've been painting up on stream as well, and I showed one earlier too, but unnamed chapter yet. I've had a few names thrown around. I know someone keeps referring to them as spectral ghosts, which may be winning the vote so far on what to name these guys, but the focus on these guys are the really dirty white armor that is almost unrecognizable as white now because it's so grimy and gross. That was the play with these guys. Yeah. So I made my most recent video actually was how to actually chip and create weathering effects like that. So that's how I've done it on these guys here. So if you're interested, go check it out, 60 seconds, and you'll learn exactly how I did that. It should be on all my channels, so wherever you want to learn. Oh, and my Black Templar. Here he is. Imperial Fist. Effects on the power swords are well done. Love the flash terrors. Thanks, Angus. And thank you, the idiot painter. Nice. Taco Crabs 98. What advice would you give to someone who's new to the hobby? I said it to someone else in the chat earlier on. Buy some paints. Doesn't matter what they are. They don't need to. You don't need to have all the paints. So you can buy half a dozen paints, a model kit, so maybe a box of intercessors if you wanted to paint Space Marines, because you can build them in a few more different ways than like the actual starter kits, I think. And just start painting. And if you want to improve, I would look at YouTube videos. That's where I went to begin with. Lots of good free stuff out there. And yeah, maybe explore PDFs as well, because that's how I learn. May not be how you learn, but I like looking at PDFs because then I can see exactly step by step, and I can zoom in on the pictures, so I know if my paint job's, I guess following suit. And then once you get to a certain level, you don't need any tutorials, and you can just experiment and have fun. Do I have any snake bites or bad moon? I do not have any snake bite or bad moon orcs. I'm sorry, mate. I only have the one orc. Actually, no, I've got a second one here, which is missing a base, and he's very purple on TikTok. But this is the dude there. I think I painted it up for like a TikTok short video that I made a little while back. Yes, so I'm going to say that probably is going to be it for this evening, because the next job that we need to do is we can either start back on these guys again and continue working on our potentially, as the idiot painter said, abyssal specters, maybe, Not sure what we'll do next time. I might even try and do, I think we've got inner circle companions to paint. So I think we'll do that next time. But thank you very much, guys, for hanging out. It is nearly 11:30 here where I am. I'm going to have to call it a night because I have work tomorrow. So a short stream this evening for you guys, but thank you for hanging out with me. I have enjoyed it, and I hopefully will have some more time to do a stream tomorrow night, but definitely, if not Friday evening, should be a good one too. Because I don't work Friday, so I've got a lot more time to stream and paint. But yes, thanks for hanging out, guys. You guys have been awesome. I'm going to turn the mode to pause mode if you want to have a chat, if you're getting on with anyone in the chat. But I'll leave you to it. All the best. Take care and peace. Thanks, guys.